Hey there, treasure hunting fans. Your old pal Big D back here with my top 10 movies of 2017. That is right. Everybody else is doing it. I might as well do it too. So I have my top 10 movies of 2017. I also have some movies I want to mention I did enjoy but just didn't quite make my top 10. And I might have a little something else in surprise for you too. So with that being said, 2017 was a pretty good year. There's a lot of really cool movies that came out. A lot of movies I really enjoyed. Went to the theater a lot. Bought a lot of movies, obviously, you've seen over my videos and stuff like that. So these are the movies that I enjoyed. Now, some of them are big theatrical releases and that have been on a bunch of people's lists all over the board. But some of these movies are a little bit minor movies that not necessarily pop up. And some people might be like, why did you even like that movie? My criteria is this. Did I enjoy it? Did it take me out of my head for a while? And does it have replay value? If you can hit those three marks, I'm going to like the movie regardless if it's bad or not. I'm going to like it. So with that being said, here is my top 10. So number 10, and I don't have graphics for this stuff. I'm sorry, because some of these movies aren't even out on DVD yet, so I don't have that's something I can show you. But number 10 would be Murder on the Orient Express. I really like this movie, the Kenneth Branagh production. Just a really good movie, really well done, great actors in it. Daisy Ridley was amazing in it. It was just a really fun, great movie with a whodunit. A lot of twists, a lot of turns. I highly recommend it, Murder on the Orient Express. Number 9, and I actually do have the movie right here of this one, so I can show this one. Number 9 would be a movie that was a comedy that I wasn't too sure about because I've done movies like this before, and sometimes it doesn't work out right or whatever like that. But I went into it just hoping for something just because of the people that did this movie. Logan Lucky. I love this movie. This was one of the best movies of last year, in my opinion. It's funny, great story. It's basically Ocean 7-Eleven, as they call it in the movie. Really fun, really well done movie. Daniel Craig is an absolute riot. Actually, Adam Driver and Channing Tatum are awesome in this movie as well. This movie hits on all thrusters, and you laugh from beginning to end. I would definitely check it out. Logan Lucky. That was number 9. Number 8, Atomic Blonde. I really liked that movie. I thought it was really well done. Takes place in the 80s. As you all know, I love the 80s. The soundtrack is out of control in this movie. The soundtrack is so good in this movie. Charlize Theron is really good in it. Just a great, movie about spies and stuff like that in the 80s. It takes place in Germany when the Berlin Wall was coming down. It's just really fun movie. I found it really engaging. I really liked it. I watched it a couple times since it's come out. It's definitely a good movie to watch. So Atomic Blonde, that's number 8. Number 7, this is going to be a movie that nobody's really heard of, and I wish I had it on me, but I don't. It's put away already. But it's a movie that came out. It was filmed in Australia, and it just made it out for this Christmas. It's a holiday movie, but it's a horror movie, and it's called Better Watch Out. And the reason why I like this movie so much and why it's on my top 10 is because there's a twist 30 minutes into the movie that you do not see coming. I have watched movies my entire life, obviously. I love movies. I own thousands of them. I did not see this coming, and nor does anybody else that I've talked to that's seen the movie seen this coming. It just turns you, and you're like, what? And the rest of the movie, you're sitting there just shocked. It was so good, so well done. Great movie. Better Watch Out. Definitely check it out. You'll like it. Trust me. It's something I've never really seen a movie done before. So, great movie. It does take place during Christmas, but that's kind of a backdrop to what actually goes on. So, Better Watch Out, number 7. Number 6, another movie that kind of played a little bit in theater, not so much, but I just saw this not too long ago, recently, right after Christmas, and I just loved it. I can't stop thinking about the movie. So my number 6 pick is Lost City of Z, or Lost City of Zed, if you're European. Wow, Charlie Hunnam, holy cow. What an amazing job. Robert Pattinson, go figure. Not that big of a fan of his. I was in the Twilight Saga, stuff like that. He's done some stuff more recently that I think is now starting to really show his acting chops. But he does such a great job. And then Tom Holland, the new Spider-Man's even in it too. Just a great movie. True story about a guy who believed that, how do I put this? Believe people down in South America, stuff like that. There were tribes down there that were had pottery, stuff like that. He believed that there was actually tribe down there that was just as smart as everybody else, and possibly even found stuff before Europeans did. And Europeans, of course, didn't want to believe that could even be possible. So he spent the rest of his life trying to go back down there, trying to find this lost city. Just a really well done movie. I loved it. It was great. It takes place in the early 1900s. So you get to see a little bit of World War One in there, but it's just, man, Charlie Hunnam, home run. So definitely check that out, Lost City of Z. My number 5 pick was the third movie in a trilogy, which without a doubt is probably one of the best trilogies ever made, and I'm not kidding you. And that's holding up there to the original Star Wars and other trilogies such as that, you know, the Jurassic Park, stuff like that. And that movie would be War of the Planet of the Apes. Wow, what a great movie. Can you hear the car pulling out back there? What a great movie. Really well done. All three of those movies just keep getting better and better and better. I loved it. The CGI is amazing. Caesar the Ape, he's taking charge. Woody Harrelson was really good in the movie. And it has a conclusion to it. And the conclusion, what I loved about it was the conclusion leads you right into the original Planet of the Apes movies. The ones with Charlton Heston and stuff like that came in the 70s. Just really well done. You know, these characters are apes. You care about them so much. It's incredible. And Steve Zahn did a voice for one of the apes, and he was pretty darn funny, too. But really well done. I would definitely check it out. Matter of fact, I wouldn't just check that one out. I'd check out all three. Watch them all in a row because you will be amazed by how well they are done. It's very rare when you get a first movie that's really good, then the second one tops it, and the third one tops both of them. It's very rare. It doesn't happen very often. Even in Star Wars, the Holy Star Wars, New Hope's really good. Empire's amazing. They go to Return of the Jedi, and it's like, it wasn't as good as Empire. So, but War of the Planet of the Apes, great movie, and that's my number 5. Number 4, speaking of Star Wars, was Star Wars, The Last Jedi. I did put the biggest movie of the year on there. I did really enjoy it. I know it's gotten a lot of flack from a lot of people, but I thought it was a really well done movie. I love the progression of the characters and stuff like that. I think there's some liberties they took with Luke Skywalker that might necessarily didn't kind of go in line with his character, but I understand why they did what they did. The more I think about the movie, the more I'm kind of like, okay, I see where they're going with this, and it makes sense. I would have this kind of feelings too. So it was fun. It's just a really fun movie, and I'm really excited about the last chapter to see how it all goes out. So number 4, Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Number 3 is a movie I just reviewed in another episode, so I still have the movie here, would be It. Yes, this was my number 3 pick of the year. Like I've stated earlier, you know, it scared the living daylights in me in theaters. The last time a movie did that was The Ring, when I saw it in theaters. Just a fun, great movie. Just, it takes place again when? The 80s. Kind of a theme almost. A lot of the movies I enjoyed last year seem to take place during the 80s. So, or at least have 80s music in it. So, again, I've already gone over this movie. I told everybody why I like it so much, but it's definitely a great movie, and it was definitely a mega hit. So number 3 would be It. Now, that's number 3. Now, my last 2, I know I'm going to get flack for this one. The number 2, I'm going to get flack up and down, left and right, but quite frankly, don't care. I liked it. I saw it a couple times in theaters. It is one of my favorite movies last year. That was Justice League. Yes, I know. Oh my God, Justice League. How dare you like Justice League? That movie was messed. No, it wasn't. I think it was a fun movie. As a child, I always wanted to see those characters on the big screen, and I got to see that. I got to finally, one of my dreams finally came fulfilled by seeing that movie on the big screen. I thought it was well done. Yes, there's some plot holes. Yes, there's a few character arcs, a few things that kind of don't make sense, but you got to take it for what it is. It's a comic book movie. You know, if you really want to break it down, the all hell Marvel who can do no wrong. If you really sit down and watch those movies, there's a lot of plot holes, a lot of issues with those movies too. Especially like in Iron Man 3. Good Lord, there's some stuff. The Mandarin, what the heck did he do with that character? Even in the last Guardians of the Galaxy, which Guardians of the Galaxy 2 that came out this last year, it was a good movie, but if you really look at it, it's basically a mirror copy of the first one. So, don't get me wrong, I love Thor. Last year I thought Thor was a really good movie. I did like Guardians of the Galaxy. I thought Spider-Man was a really good movie. But for what I was waiting for Justice League, I got it. I got to see Aquaman, live-action Aquaman. Never seen it before. Live-action's Flash. Live-action's Cyborg. They brought back Wonder Woman. Superman, Batman. I mean, the characters that make up the league. I wish Green Lantern would have been in there, but unfortunately they didn't do that. But I liked it. I thought it was a good movie. I thought it was a good continuation. I liked how they able to, they're able to bridge it with like Wonder Woman and some of the other movies they've already done so far, and it's fun. It's a fun movie that if you just sit back and relax and watch it, you definitely will enjoy it. So my number 2 pick was Justice League. Now, before I give you my number one pick, I do want to go over some honorable mentions. So these 10 movies here, just honorable mentions. I'm going to go through them really quickly. Just other movies I really enjoyed this year. Alien Covenant. I don't care what people say. I liked it. Logan. That was, I think, in my opinion, the best Marvel movie that came out last year. I think Logan was a home run. It was a very well done movie. R-rated. They took a big chance with it. Patrick Stewart, of course, once again, is always amazing. Just a really good movie. I really liked it. Spider-Man Homecoming. I did like Spider-Man. I thought it was a really good movie. I'm glad they didn't go with the origins flick again. They progressed forward. I really did enjoy that. Let's see here. Happy Death Day. Another fun movie on the guise of like Groundhog Day, only with a horror twist. A lot of fun. Definitely check that movie out. Blade Runner 2049. Yes, that was a good movie. I don't care what people say. Just like the original Blade Runner tanked in theaters, I guarantee when that movie comes out on DVD, which is, I believe, next week, it'll do really well. Dunkirk, another really good movie. Really well done. Really liked it a lot. Great movie. Very epic, grand in scale. Yeah, good war movie. Let's see here. The Babysitter, which can be seen on Netflix. It's not on a DVD, but it's a movie I saw on Netflix. I loved it, about this kid who had this babysitter he's had for many years, and she spends the night. One night he decides to stay up to see what she does after he goes to bed, and turns out she's some sort of psychotic killer, leading the cult. Really good movie, a lot of fun. You definitely check it out, The Babysitter. And then the last two I'll get a lot of flack over. Well, one of them I will. One of them was called Brawl in Cell Block 9, starring Vince Vaughn. Didn't really come to theaters, I don't think so. I think it was a limited release. Really, if you get a chance, check this movie out. It's a complete departure from what Vince Vaughn normally does. Really well acted, really well done. Definitely check it out, Brawl in Cell Block 99. And then the last one I want to mention is, I'm really getting a lot of flack for this, King Arthur, Legend of the Sword. I liked it. Charlie Hunnam. I liked it. I thought it was fun. You know, there's a few scenes in there, like some of the CGI at the end is really bad CGI. But for the most part, I enjoyed it. I like movies like that. So I had fun. I watched it a couple times already. I really enjoyed it. So King Arthur, good movie. So that's it for some of my some movies I did enjoy. Now again, I did like Guardians of the Galaxy. I did like Get Out. I did like Split. All these movies that everybody's putting on their top list of the year. I just didn't want to be the same person and just follow suit with everybody like that. So those movies I did really enjoy. I thought Get Out was an amazing movie. It was really well done. Probably one of the better movies of the year. But there was other movies I enjoyed more. That I could watch Get Out again and sit through it. But these other movies like Atomic Blonde or Logan Lucky, stuff like that, I can watch those 50 times in one day and be like, so keep going. So that's kind of why I did what I did. So now, of course, you're all waiting for my number one. And what is my number one? Most of you should be able to guess it. My number one was Wonder Woman. I think Wonder Woman was by far the best movie of the year. I know it was the second highest grossing movie behind Star Wars, but I think by far it was the number one movie of the year. It was well directed. It was well acted. The special effects were amazing. The story was a really good story. Everything about that movie was solid. There's not one bad part to that whole movie, at least in my opinion anyways. It's a really well done movie with a great character that we finally get to see on the big screen. We've seen it on the small screen before, we never got to see it on the big screen. And she just kicked butt. I mean, wow. Gal Gadot, amazing. They perfectly casted her as Wonder Woman, and she is so far the three movies she's been in, whether it be Batman v Superman, her own movie, or Justice League, she has done an amazing job in all three movies. Really well done. Chris Pine, which of course, obviously I'm a big fan of, he's Captain Kirk. So he did a really good job as well. Just a good, fun movie that really, to me, it kind of harkened back to those movies when I used to watch as a kid. You'd sit down and just be marveled by the whole thing. Just like the first time you saw, for me, would be like The Dark Crystal. Like I sat down and watched that with my dad, and it was just like, what is this? This movie is absolutely amazing. Just being blown away by it. So that's what happened with Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman, I loved it so much. I couldn't get enough of it. I've watched it a couple times now. It's been on a video. If you haven't seen it, you've got to watch it. I guarantee you. Even my brother recently, who hadn't seen it, recently saw it and was like, yeah, it was a really good movie. It is good, I guarantee you. Number one movie of the year, in my opinion, would be Wonder Woman. So that is it for my top 10 of 2017. Like, again, my number one was, just go over again. My number one was Wonder Woman. Number two was Justice League. Number three was It. Number 4 was Star Wars Last Jedi. 5 was War of the Planet of the Apes. 6 was Lost City of Z, or Zed. 7 was Better Watch Out. 8 was Atomic Blonde. 9 was Logan Lucky. I always want to say Lucky Logan, but it's Logan Lucky. And number 10, obviously, being Murder on the Orient Express. That is it. That is my top 10. Those are the movies that I enjoyed most this year. And I would say I don't own all of them. There's at least 3 on that list I don't own it because they're not out on Blu-ray yet, which would be Justice League, Star Wars, and Murder on the Orient Express. But I own the rest. So, I like them that much, I can watch them over again, and that was part of my criteria. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I've never done anything like this before, and I probably will do something like this again. Now, this is not going to be the same format as my top 100 of all time. I'm going to do that different. I'm going to have graphics and show movies and stuff like that. This is just something I wanted to throw out there so people knew what kind of movies I enjoyed last year. So that is it. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button down below. If you want to if you want to see more videos from Big D, click. Sometimes when I'm doing these videos, I am not kidding you. I get so tongue-tied and I feel like I'm not saying something, or my brain's going fast in my mouth. I can't talk, so I do apologize. Please bear with me. But click the subscribe button up at the top if you want to see more videos by Big D. I want to thank everybody for watching my videos, and keep on watching. Always remember, keep hunting. Oh, I try to say it every video and I forget sometimes, but always remember to keep hunting. Thank you all. Everybody take care, and remember, always live long and prosper. Bonus segment. I did promise you one last thing before this is over with that I wanted to do, and I wanted to tell you my top 5 movies I did not like of 2017. There was only 5 I did not like. I get criticized oftentimes for people always saying, you never don't like any movies, you like every movie. That's not true. There's some movies last year I did not like. And so these are the ones I did not like. Number 1, The Emoji Movie. To be honest with you, I really didn't watch it. I saw the trailer. The trailer made me nauseous. I couldn't even finish it. I knew the movie was terrible. I didn't want to watch it. Definitely don't ever want to see it. We'll never own it. Emoji Movie, gone. Next would be The Snowman. Didn't really like that movie either. I felt it had pacing issues. It was really dry in certain parts. Some parts were confusing. I got bored with it. Didn't really care for it. So The Snowman. Next is Flatliners. I did watch Flatliners. It's not that I didn't hate. It's not that I hated the movie. I just felt it was extremely boring. It didn't go anywhere. It was basically a mirror copy of the original movie with just a couple subtle changes, and the changes I felt were terrible. I didn't like it. The acting was very robotic and very stale, and it felt like what we call around my house a paycheck movie. These actors and actresses need some extra money, so they're willing to go ahead and make a crappy movie just so they can get some extra money. So total paycheck movie, not worth it. You can skip it and you won't be missing anything. Watch the original. The original's good. Let's see here. Another one that's going to make people kind of scratch their head, but Triple X Return of Xander Cage. Did not like that movie. Didn't like it at all. I felt it had no plot to it. I was bored with it again. Some of the CGI for the action was just terrible. I just didn't care for it at all. I was just, we finished watching and I was like, I'm glad I watched it at home, because if I had paid money for this thing, I'd really be upset. It just wasn't a fun movie. The last movie I didn't like last year was that Krampus 2 movie that I talked about not too long ago in my Christmas movies. That movie was garbage. I couldn't stand the movie. It was about the worst movie I've ever seen. It was so terrible. I don't even have the movie around here right now. I probably hid it somewhere. It was terrible. That Krampus 2 movie was so bad. It was like it made bad movies look good. It was such a bad movie. Oh, it still leaves a bad taste in my mouth to this day. Don't ever watch that Krampus 2. Nope. Nope. A CGI Krampus, and a CGI Krampus looks like it was done by a 3-year-old. I mean, seriously, it was terrible. So those were 5 movies I really did not like last year. Yes, I own one of them, but that's my fault because I bought it before I watched it. But the other 4 I don't own, nor will I probably ever own those movies. I just did not like them, didn't care for them. It's not something that I would ever go back. If they were given to me as a gift, would I keep them? Sure. Put them in my collection, they'd be there. Would I ever watch again? Probably not. Unless I got Alzheimer's, couldn't remember the movie. Oh, check this one out. But those are my 5 movies I did not care for last year. So that's it. Thanks, guys. Take it easy.